Launch ready for WWE Aftershock in 3, 2, 1. World Wrestling Entertainment Discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to WWE Aftershock. I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
Chris.
I don't even know what episode number this is because I just don't know. I didn't look it up ahead of time. It's the same Owen Finch of old where he doesn't look up dates and like episode numbers or anything like that. He just fucking wins
I
it.
would never do that.
Yeah. So you're just gonna have to go based off the.
We'd be like organized if that was it. But when the fuck have we ever been organized?
I don't know. Probably never. But this is kind of an interesting aftershock because we haven't done the show in like a while as it's been normal this year. But this is interesting because I've talked about the product more recently than you have because I did Clash in Paris predictions with T. Peterson last week, and I've like given more of like a in the moment take on what's going on in wrestling nowadays, where you haven't been on in a while, so you haven't even been able to give like your 2 cents. And again, you don't have change, so you wouldn't be given 2 cents anyways.
Yeah, I wouldn't be giving any cents.
Probably what, like $1? That's it. But you haven't been able to give any thoughts about what's been going on in wrestling nowadays. So this is like your opportunity to do that. And then we've kept planning the show around. I've had to change the notes for what the show is going to be about because some of the stuff that's happened, isn't recent enough to really like talk about. So we're just not going to talk about it. But yeah, let's get right into it. We're going to cover some of the shows that happened and then talk about like some new stuff going on and everything like that. We're just going to have a grand old time with Chris and I are just going to talk about wrestling. And, hopefully Chris has some fun doing it, but he might not, but we'll see.
Who knows?
But yeah.
None of us might actually. You might not have fun doing it either.
But yeah, let's get this started. We'll start with Triple Mania review. You're supposed to do the notes for that. I don't think you have the notes even ready for that. So I'm gonna have to like stall for a little bit, but
it's good. It's good. It's golden.
All right. But yeah, I know technically this isn't a WWE like show. Triple Mania has been like a thing for AAA for years. That's like the big WrestleMania, Bound for Glory. What would AEW's like equivalent be to that? I guess All In would be the.
Yeah.
And then
I think so.
Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan, and they have it every year. I haven't watched it typically like every year.
I've kept up with it, but I haven't really watched it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've watched it a few times throughout the years. And this show was gonna happen regardless if WWE bought them. But the reason we're covering it is because it's mainly a WWE show. Because like I think every match on the show except for like one had like some type of WWE like representation like in it, and it's pretty canon to like WWE like this, and this is pretty significant because this was also like wasn't this like the first like show where like WWE like officially owned it, because I know like they said like August, like that's when like they were gonna finally own the company and everything like that. So
yeah, I think it is the first official show under the WWE banner.
Yeah.
So. Worlds when they did Worlds Collide as a tribute to the 94 show, that was more so a collaboration with AAA on the heels of them buying it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a full WWE show yet, but now this is the first. I believe yes, this is the first one that is under the WWE banner.
And yeah, this is gonna be some fun. I've watched AAA before, and this was kind of cool because like the AAA got some massive exposure from that this year around, because this time it went on WWE's YouTube channel for the English commentary side of things and everything like that. So like a lot of people got to watch AAA, some more so than ever. and we'll probably talk about the numbers and stuff as we get into it. But why don't you talk about the actual show itself and how it was and what happened on that show? And obviously, again, just give Cliff Notes because obviously we have a lot of
Yeah,
shows.
I'm not gonna go through like blow by blow and everything because it's the show's almost been a month old at this point. So the show opened up with the Baradol Cup Battle Royal, which is like a big thing for them. Like very exciting match to start out. They had out first was La Parca, which is the new La Parca that is in AAA now because AAA owns the La Parca gimmick. It's not the La Parca from WCW. He lost the rights to use that gimmick in like 2003, 2004. They had a huge legal battle because he tried to use it outside of AAA and he wasn't in AAA anymore. So it was a huge legal battle. So AAA owns the gimmick. This is not the WCW version. That was an MLW. This is a totally new one. And Laredo Kid came in after him. And then third was Joaquin Wilde, the first WWE participant. And I will say, too, from the WWE side of things, Joaquin Wilde was really good in this match. He was really allowed to star and showcase his abilities. He was really, really good in this match.
Yeah, he was.
Then fourth was Abismo Negro Jr., which is a wrestler that took the gimmick from Abismo Negro, who was a huge star in Mexico and ended up passing away in the early 2010s. Tarus was fifth. This is not the guy who competes in AEW. People were thinking that's him. It's not. It's a totally different gimmick again. AAA owns the Tarus gimmick, so he couldn't use the Tarus gimmick, so he's in AEW using a different name now.
Well, if he was smart, he would have not gone to AEW and been able to use his gimmick, but he was an idiot. So
he is.
Supposed to be
6 was Aerostar. 7 was Mecha Wolf. If you remember, he was in 205 Live way back when as John Yurnit. He was kind of like I wouldn't say a jobber, but he was like a lower enhancement guy for 205 Live, and I believe he was also in the Cruiserweight Classic too, as an alternate.
And also, him and I think it's like B666, like they were a tag team. I forget, it was like the End or whatever. They were like the NWA tag team champions for like a bit of time there and everything.
Yes.
So,
Bestia 666.
Yeah.
8 was Cruz del Toro, another one too. Both the LWO guys got a massive showing in this match. It was nice to see because they don't really get a lot of time to hone their skills on main roster WWE. So it was nice to kind of see them go down to Mexico AAA and just really show out. More so Joaquin Wilde more than Cruz del Toro, but Cruz del Toro is still very good. Number 9 was the returning Otis. This popped the crowd huge in Mexico. We haven't seen Otis in an extremely long time. It's been forever since we've seen Otis. I can't even tell you the last time. It's been so long. Because I think he was feuding with Rusev, I think, right?
Yeah, Rusev like took him out and everything like that, so we haven't seen him in like an extremely long time. So
it's been like months. And then number 10 was Pimpinella Escalada, who is it's a very interesting gimmick. Exotico, it's a gimmick, and it's super over in Mexico and in AAA. Pimpy's been doing this for forever.
I'm surprised that WWE, since they own AAA, like they allowed, because these were gimmicks we expected to go away, but no, it was like a very much showcasing like the match and everything like that, which was very surprising.
It was very, very surprising, but yeah. Pimpinela Escalada has been doing this for forever. Very, very insanely popular gimmick down in Mexico. 11 was Cybernetico, a veteran, long-time AAA wrestler. Number 12 was kind of this is the funniest entrant ever. In a lot of ways, WWE kind of spoiled this beforehand. But Microman was in this match. If you don't know, he's fucking 3'3".
Yeah.
Very, very small human being. I did not expect him to be in the match, but then I saw his gear. He had a shirt on WWE.com, and I was like, that's weird. He's not in AAA. And then he shows up in the Burial Cup. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. 13 was the returning Omos. Came out to a huge ovation that really turned to boos very quickly. And 14 was Octagon Jr. A lot of people have been seeing Octagon Jr. Showcased a lot recently. But in the winner of the match was Omos. That was really interesting. He came in and cleaned house. Microman ended up pinning Otis, which was really funny. But yeah, that's Omos 1 was really a really huge showcase for him, and that seems like he's going to be a heel down there, I would think. I haven't seen him down there since then. But as far as this goes, I thought the opening Burial Cup I thought was very good. Funny at times with Microman and Pimpinella being in it and being super over. But yeah, I thought this match was really good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought it was very entertaining in places. Very well wrestled. The commentary for this match was entertaining. For the English side of things, they had JBL, Corey Graves, and Conan on commentary. We knew JBL.
By the way, all three, don't do that again because that was really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously Corey Graves was good. He was really good play-by-play. JBL was good. He was pretty educated in the product, obviously, because he's been down there for a while. And then, obviously, Conan was kind of just there to kind of give the logistics, kind of give the statistics of everything and all that type of stuff. But I enjoyed the opener. I thought it, like I said, it was entertaining at times. Almost winning was pretty surprising. It's really weird. He came out to his new theme, but then he had his old theme at the end of it. It was really strange, but
very weird.
I don't know what's his theme gonna be, but I'm glad to see Omos back in the mix. He hasn't really been on the WWE side of things for a while. He went and did Pro Wrestling Noah earlier this year and then kind of vanished, which everyone got mad about really randomly. And then he came here, and then everyone got mad about this. So I don't know. People just can't make up their minds about what they want with Omos. So, but yeah.
They really can't make up their minds.
I was kind of nervous for Microman because obviously once Omos got sight of him, it was pretty scary. It's pretty scary for him. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I give this 4 stars. It was really entertaining opener.
Yeah, I give it 4 stars too. It was very entertaining. Really good way to open up the show. So I was impressed already. And then we had for the AAA Latin American Championship, it was champion El Macias, who has been around for a million years.
Yeah.
He was Mil Muertes in Lucha Underground, Ricky Banderas in Wrestling Society X, Judas Macias in TNA. He's been around a long time and wrestled for many promotions. And he faced Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. They showed his father at ringside, Dr. Wagner Jr. I thought this match was very good. I thought the commentary in this match was super unbearable at times.
Yeah, especially
because it was very slanted towards El Macias because Conan just straight up just doesn't like the Wagners just being a heel. He's feuded with Dr. Wagner Jr. a lot over the years, so that can understand that. But like JBL doing it too kind of made it not listenable.
And then
And then
Graves.
Corey having to do the face, it just was like really weird.
And
It
then
was a very weird like commentary.
they kept like giving him shit, like being like, what are you, Michael Cole now? And then Corey Graves had to heal it up, be like, no, like I'm not Michael Cole, like he's not cool enough for this show or whatever. Like it was just so awkward. Like I think all of them went heel in this match at one point too, type of thing.
They did. They all did at one point because during the fucking match, Conan wouldn't shut the fuck up. He literally would just keep like yelling. He was just yelling at Dr. Wagner for 90% of the match. You could hear it on commentary. It's like, dude, just shut the fuck up for 30 seconds. Jesus Christ. This match was very good though. Besides that, and Dr. Wagner Jr. ended up winning with the Michinoku driver. I forget, I forget what they call it, but I think it was the Dr. Wagner driver or whatever. I forget what it was, but it was a Michinoku. He has the Wagner driver. And ended up picking up the win and winning the AAA Latin American Championship. So that's pretty cool. I liked it. It was a good match. And I forgot too that Dr. Wagner Jr. at one point, because Dorian Roldan was at ringside managing El Macias.
Yeah,
was getting a little too involved, and Dr. Wagner Jr. didn't like seeing his son getting taken advantage of anymore, so he jumped the barricade, and Dorian Roldan had one of Dr. Wagner Jr.'s masks, and he was like provoking him. Dr. Wagner Jr. lays him out, and that led to the Wagner driver and to the victory for Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. Father and son are in the ring celebrating. Dr. Wagner Jr. put the mask on. Really fucking cool moment. Loved it. Awesome. Conan and JBL losing their minds at ringside. So yeah, it was. The commentary was at times unbearable to listen to, but the match overall I thought was pretty good.
yeah. And I guess it makes sense for JBL to feel this way because I think JBL was like in like this group with these guys, with all these people, so it made sense. I really liked this match. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought it was very good. Dr. Wagner Jr. winning was really cool. I liked seeing that. It was really cool to kind of see like the AAA representation on the show. It was basically all AAA guys involved in this match. And I figured they were going to give the win to Dr. Wagner Jr. because I hear like WWE wants to kind of go like in a younger generation style with AAA, so they wanted to put the Latin American Championship on him, and that makes a lot of sense. There's really no reason for the other guy to kind of stick around and everything like that. A lot of AAA's booking I think was affected because I think this guy was supposed to like face Alberto El Patron like later on, like in the I think he was supposed to face him on the show actually, but then obviously when WWE bought them, they wanted to get Alberto El Patron out of there like as fast as possible. So like, they did like a loser leaves town match like earlier than they were supposed to, and like had Alberto El Patron like lose. So obviously they had to pivot to this match, but I still enjoyed it very much. I thought it was very good. I give it 3 3/4 stars. It was a very good match.
So next was the mixed trios match. It was the Judgment Day consisting of Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne Perez at ringside. And they faced Mr. Iguana, Nino Himburguisa. This is the first time we've seen Nino since the purchase.
Yep.
And Lola Vice. I thought this match was solid. There was some really like cool spots, but other than that, I feel like the match itself was not really memorable. There was Finn Balor brought out the demon puppet while Mr. Iguana brought out Iesca, and there was and it ate Iesca at one point, which was interesting. Uh, and then Nino Hamburguesa brought out a bunch of hamburgers, and he had a little snack with Finn Balor before they started fucking playing with his titties. That was
That was it.
that was also very
That
interesting.
was very interesting. Yes.
But yeah, overall, I think the match was solid. Judgment Day ended up picking up the win because I forget who interfered in the match because it's been so long. But someone interfered and chased Roxanne Perez around. She got in the ring and she ended up hitting Lola Vice. I forget who it was now. It wasn't Phoebe Apache. It was someone.
It was I don't remember who it is, but like this person and like Mr. Iguana, like AAA mixed world tag team champions, and I think
Yes.
whoever
And she was getting jealous.
so like she was originally coming out to like help the faces, but then like inadvertently took out Lola Vice, but like didn't really care about it because she's jealous that like Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice are teaming up now and everything like that type of thing. So
So that was so like, and that ended up leading to Raquel Rodriguez pinning Lola Vice. But overall, I thought besides like the moments of the match, I felt like the match itself was just kind of there. It was just kind of forgettable. But I thought it was okay.
yeah, it was solid. I give it like 3. It was good. I liked the demon eating Miss Leaskis. I was very happy like they were able to get him out of the demon puppet. That would have been pretty sad. We would have seen a death in the wrestling win, and it would have been
That was horrifying.
yeah, it would have been horrifying. Finn Balor, getting some burgers. That's good. Always good to see that. He likes burgers. If you looked at his post, his birthday post on Facebook Instagram, that he did, and then yeah, I feel like then the interference I didn't really mind too much. I would have preferred if they put Roxanne in the match over Raquel. I think the match would have been like so much better. I don't know why they didn't. They did it that way. But it is what it is, I guess. But overall, it was some solid stuff. And yeah, I'm just glad. I was just glad Liescas was able to get out of that okay. Seems like he's okay.
Yeah, it was a horrifying moment indeed. And now we have Los Garzas versus Pagano and Psycho Clown. They've been teaming up a lot recently, Pagano and Psycho Clown. But yeah, against Los Garzas, and this match itself really good, really really good. Everyone really was really good in this match. Everyone was really showcased very well. Yeah, I thought this match was great. And Psycho Clown and Pagano ended up defeating Los Garzas to pick up the win in the street fight. I thought this match was really, really good.
Yeah, very brutal. Very back and forth. I was happy Pagano and Psycho Clown won. Still sucks they use the like WWE theme song for Psycho Clown instead of the AAA version. Yep. It really sucks real bad.
That's also just a rights issue too. Also,
yeah, I think it sucks too.
If they had the rights to Three Dogs Night, they would use it, but they just don't have the have the rights to it.
But yeah, I thought this was.
I think with LaParca too, they don't have the rights to Thriller either. So
yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was very brutal. Los Garzas showcased themselves well. I was happy Psycho Clown and Pagano won the AAA tag team titles. I feel like Los Garzas probably could have done more with the belts, but I feel like Psycho Clown and Pagano winning the belts. I don't think they won them back because I remember I think there was another team that was the champs when Los Garzas like beat them. But obviously they've been feuding with Los Garzas for a while. I hope they do like a rematch at some point. I'm getting kind of nervous because we'll probably go over the Worlds Collide card for the next one, but I'm nervous to the face of the New Day for the AAA titles. I hope they didn't just put the tag titles on Psycho Clown and Pagano just to put them on the New Day because that would suck real bad. But we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, that'd That'd be terrible.
Because then that means the New Day are going to be showing up there. The less we see of the New Day, the better.
I think that would be a good idea. Next, we have a Reina de Reyes championship match. It was Flamer versus Fabi Apache versus Natalia. Or I think she was Natalia. You're not Natty Neidhart. This match was really, really good. Again, a showcase for everyone. And Natalia, outside of a WWE ring or Natty Neidhart, whatever you want to call her, outside of a WWE ring, has been very impressive. She came up short here as Flamer. I don't know how to say her name, but she ended up winning the match. Overall, very good. Very, very good match. A very good showcase for the AAA women. As Fabi Apache was just recently announced for the Speed Tournament. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like this match a lot. Very technical, very like stiff in places. I like to see this indie run of Natty Neidhart. I think it's really revitalized her career. I want them to translate this to the main roster, just because I think that would do a lot for Natty and WWE. The finish I didn't mind too much. They had the heel ref gimmick with a heel ref. I feel exactly how it went. I think it was a fast count, but like she actually kicked out and then like the ref missed it type of thing. But obviously because it's a heel ref. I was wondering.
Yeah, they've been doing that gimmick for fucking ages.
Yeah, I was wondering if this was going to translate to WWE owning them, but and it did. I thought it was going to happen in the main events because that would have been really cool. But maybe they thought because with how popular Dom is, it wouldn't really work. But like they wanted to. But Flemio winning. I didn't really mind too much. It seemed like they were doing some type of like feud with Natty and Fabi Apache because they're facing off at Worlds Collide. I'm very interested in this. I give this probably 4 stars. It was a great women's match. I didn't give a star into the street fight. I probably give that 4 stars, or maybe 4.5 stars. That was a really great street fight. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot.
Next we had, it was the Conan introduction into the AAA Hall of Fame. Really good. Someone was heckling Conan, and he fucking just fucking erupted and went after them.
It was hilarious. Yeah,
it was so funny. But yeah, that overall, great moment for Conan. Ray was out there to induct him into the AAA Hall of Fame. It's awesome to see for Conan. He's been a huge part of AAA for over 30 years now. So it's nice to see him get his recognition, and it was awesome to see his best friend induct him into the Hall of Fame. That was really cool.
Yeah, this was cool. They dubbed because when they talk, it was in Spanish, but they had someone there translated it in English. It was really weird because you couldn't really hear the English part of it. It was very quiet, so it was really weird. But I enjoyed this. They did a lot. They did some really good video packages where all the AAA and WWE talent gave their thoughts on Conan. I was surprised he already wasn't in the AAA Hall of Fame. I'm not sure why that he's just going in now, but whatever. It's better late than never. But really cool for Conan to go into the Hall of Fame. And it was just a really good ceremony.
And now we get to the main event. Hijo de Vikingo versus Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano in a fatal 4-way match for the AAA Mega Championship. This match was great. This match was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
Just an outstanding match. And it continues to show, too, that people in Mexico liked Del Rio way too much because they continuously boo Vikingo, even though he's supposed to be the fucking big-time babyface. The El Grande Americano gimmick is massively over in Mexico, which which is the exact opposite of the reaction that people thought that it was going to get. Um, this match was just really great, and I I do like what Ludwig Kaiser is doing as El Grande Americano. He sung himself to the ring, which was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I like what he's doing with the gimmick. It's really kind of upped it. I mean, what Chad Gable was doing was great because you could do the, oh, look at he's in two places at the same time gimmick. But like, it's going to be real interesting when Chad comes back from injury to see what they do. But Ludwig Kaiser's really been really good as El Grande Americano. I really have liked his work with the gimmick. This match was really good, like I said. And near at the end of the match, it looked like Dom was about to win the Mega Championship. But who came out? AJ Styles.
Yep.
He caused Dominic to lose, and Vikingo hit the 630 to win, and the crowd was absolutely fucking pissed. Yeah, I thought the match overall was great. I thought that in that moment it should have been Dom winning, because we thought this too, that AJ was going to win the Intercontinental title on Raw in Paris, France, and that didn't end up happening, which is probably a misstep, I would say. But it does seem like they're maybe positioning it to where Dom's going to be a double champion, the Intercontinental and Mega Champion, but we'll see at Worlds Collide, because that is most likely going to be the main event of Worlds Collide, and coming up very soon. I think next week, right? Or is it this week?
Yeah, it's this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought this four-way match was very incredible. Everyone showcased themselves very well in this match. It got very overbooked at the end, I think, because of the two El Grande Americanos interfered. At Judgment Day interfere. And then I think LWO, and I think the only one that didn't have like interference on the other side, like for him, like an alliance, was Vikingo, which was really funny.
Yeah,
like he had no.
He was the only one.
Like AJ interfered to help him, but it wasn't because he was helping him. It was because he hated Dom that much, so it was just so interesting. But yeah, I thought this match was absolutely awesome. I didn't really mind Dom not winning because it furthered the AJ Dominic Mysterio feud at the time, and then they announced real quick that it was going to be Dom versus Vikingo. So if Dom doesn't win in the one-on-one singles match, I'll really question it, because like we talked about this before this show even happened. We were talking about this at SummerSlam. Vikingo doesn't really seem to be working as WWE's like equivalent to AAA. He's supposed to be like the face of it and everything like that. And I just think he has too much heat right now, and he's too hated by the Mexican crowd. It won't be interesting to see what reaction he gets, Friday, because it's not in Mexico, it's in Vegas. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets a more favorable reaction. Because he was on Raw the next night, and I think he got a pretty favorable reaction on Raw the next night, because the American audience isn't a big Alberto El Patron fan, so that
it's on the Mexicans.
Yeah, so and Conan said this before too. The Mexican crowd is very weird when it comes to like who they like and everything like that.
It very much is.
So I'm pretty sure they said like
world down.
Mr. Iguana like isn't, up until this WWE, like his WWE appearances, he wasn't too well liked originally and everything like that. And then like there's been other people that he's like mentioned before. Oh, I think Pepinelli wasn't. He had mentioned like he wasn't very well liked either, type of thing. So, but yeah, it's interesting. I didn't mind Vikingo retaining. But yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens Friday, because then I'm gonna really question it Friday if Dom loses, type of thing. Because I don't see them doing another interference type of thing. And And I think that, you know, Dom's so popular in Mexico, I think it's a missed opportunity to not have him win the AAA Mega Championship. But, you know, and that was the end of the show. I get the four-way match, like 4 3/4 stars. It was very great. It was a little overbooked at the end, but it was still enjoyable. And then do a nice little letter grade towards Triple Mania.
I give Triple Mania. I'll give it a B plus. I thought the show was very, very good.
Yeah.
Almost A tier. I would say almost A tier, A minus, but like a lot of the stuff just kind of like was like, oh, that's okay, that's good, but nothing was like besides the main event was like in the Baradol Cup. Like besides those two matches, everything else was kind of like, okay, that's good, but nothing was like, oh, that's great for me to put it into the A tier level. But it's a B plus, and I thought the show was really good.
Yeah, I'm interested to see in the next one. They announced the code. I guess we'll go over it real quick to Worlds Collide in Las Vegas. I think it's like, I know it's Dom versus Vikingo for the AAA Mega title. We're having a 4-way match for the AAA Latin American Championship. It's gonna be Dr. Wagner Jr., Ethan Page, Dragon Lee, and I forget the other guy that's going to be in the match, but it's I don't think it's El Grande Americano, but
so I have the card up right now. It's Dr. Wagner, Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Dragon Lee versus Ethan Page versus JD McDonough.
JD McDonough, that's what I thought. And then it's Psycho Clown and Pagano versus the New Day for the AAA for the AAA tag titles, and then it's Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice versus Roxanne Perez and Finn Balor this time around. It's some type of like 8-person tag match that's gonna happen on the show. The biggest thing I remember from that is Microman's gonna be in that match, which is gonna be pretty cool.
It's La Parca, Mascarita Sagrada, La Parca, Mascarita Sagrada, Nino Hamburguesa, and Octagon Jr. versus Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde from the LWO, Lince Dorado, and Mini Abismo Negro.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I don't think anyone's a heel in that match, right? They're all faces for the most part.
Yeah, so
that'll be one of those. And then it's Natty versus Fabi Apache, where like the winner becomes the number one contender to the Reina de Reinas title. So that'll be interesting. And is that it? Am I missing a match?
No, that's everything.
So I think the Vegas one will be very good, and everything like that. I feel like the Vegas one could be the best one depending on how it ends. What is interesting is we're seeing the titles that are being showcased from AAA. We've only seen like the Latin American title, the AAA World Tag titles, and the Mega title. We haven't seen like the mixed tag titles get included. I'm pretty sure they have trios belts, and like I'm pretty sure they have other belts. I don't know if they're gonna just do away with some of them or if they're gonna just have like the main ones be the Latin American and all that stuff, because we've seen Mr. Iguana come out with the AAA Mega titles, but we haven't seen those belts get defended since WWE's really owned them and all that type of stuff. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what they're gonna keep and what they're gonna get rid of from AAA, because they said they're gonna keep everything the same, but they haven't. I wonder if that means everything or if all the belts are going away. What do you think is going on with that?
We'll see what they do with them, but yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
But yeah, let's go over now the next the next PLE that's happened since then. It's going to be Heat Wave. It was the next NXT show after this, and you want to just get right into it. The pre-show wasn't anything like too significant to go over. It was just kind of a lot of interviews and everything like that. At least it was only an hour. It wasn't 2 hours like some of these shows. When we get into Clash in Paris, because that was 2 hours. We had the show. It was commentated by only Booker T and Vic Joseph, because Corey Graves was overseas because WWE was still doing their European tour at the time. We had a nice intro video and a nice cold open to kind of go over the show. We had a three-way dance for the women, and this was pretty significant because this was the first like three-way dance involving women to ever happen at Heatwave, because obviously ECW didn't have a women's division, and since WWE's used the Heatwave name, they haven't done a women's three-way dance. It was Jada Parker versus Kalani Jordan versus Lola Vice. Pretty good three-way dance. I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought it was pretty solid. Everyone showcased themselves pretty well in this match, except Jada Parker, but, that's because she's not good. Eventually, Jada Parker tapped out to the triangle choke by Lola Vice. I enjoyed this, though. I think Lola Vice went in made the most sense, considering the fact that she's been showcased a lot in AAA. So I think it makes a lot of sense to have her become the number one contender for the women's title. She hasn't really been showcased a lot recently, I think, because she's been in Mexico. But I thought this match was pretty good. I gave it 3.25 stars. What did you think of this?
I thought it was very good. And I give it 3.25.
Then the Colin did a promo, and this is where they announced that they were gonna face Wen Sinclair and a mystery partner who ended up being Kendra Gray, and they ended up winning because Sean was really dumb that night, and just wouldn't give the faces the win, even though they deserved it. But whatever. Still don't like the Colin. It's still really bad. I think you brought up the idea of if the Light just end up signing with WWE, they should just abandon Izzy and the big guy and just make it them and Izzy, and that would really save that group. But
get rid of Nico Vance and just put the Righteous in there with Sean Spears and have Izzy Dame still be there.
Yeah, and make it so Sean Spears, because it's actually the one like leading this group, not because now they're making it seem like it's Izzy Dame leading that group, and that's not working at all. It doesn't make
not working.
And it doesn't even like make sense. Like Sean Spears is the veteran; he should be like the leader of the group. It doesn't even like make sense that it's Easy all of a sudden. And then they kicked out Brooks Jensen and did nothing with that. They just sent him to Evolve and be like, "Yep, you're on Evolve now," type of thing. Like you're demoted, pretty much. So there's that. Then we had the NXT Tag Title match. It was Hank and Tank versus two members of Dog State. I think it ended up being Dion Lennox and not Shaquan Sugars and not Cutler James. It's the other guy that like no one knows who's that guy. I forget his name, but it's
Osiris Griffin.
Yeah, it's Osiris Griffin. Then this match I did not care because I don't care about any of these teams. Dog State really sucks. It hasn't worked since debuted, and Hank and Tank has lost a lot of steam as tag team champions pretty much immediately. So I was mainly on my phone playing games during this match, so I really didn't pay much attention to it. Dog State won. I don't know why they didn't put Shaquan Sugars in the match. He would have made the match a lot more interesting. He's got a lot of potential. He's just in a shitty faction. Yeah, Dog State won our tag champs, and this is not good because now we have to see more of Dog State. But Hank and Tank won't work as champions. The NXT tag division's in real shambles right now. It's not good. I give this match like 2 stars. I really didn't care about it.
Yeah, I give it like a 1.5 stars. I don't care. Saquon Sugar should have been in the match. Hank and Tank, to me, ever since they won the tag titles, have been the least over a tag team in NXT. Every time they came out after they won the belts, no one cared. No one even made a fucking sound. It was all silence.
Even in the PC, also
even the PC who cheers for everyone. So that was jarring. They're not good, and now they're still feuding with Dark State, and I don't know. It's just like I was happy they lost the titles, but then it's like fuck. Now Dark State has them. Like,
yeah,
great.
I think the only thing that can really save the NXT tag division,
it's bad,
is a couple of things. Either they put it on a TNA tag team like MSK, or the System, since the Dog State's been going over there a lot recently, or since DIY just went down, put the belts on DIY. They would really save that tag division. It wouldn't have saved it overnight, but it would be better than the teams that have the belts right now that have had them recently. It's very not good. then it showed a segment with Lexus Kin and Ava where they set up a blindfold match between Miles Bourne and Lexus Kin that was very bad. So it's just yeah. And then we had another women's three-way dance. It was for the TNA Knockouts Championship. It was JC Jane defending against Ash by Elegance and Masha Slamovich. Pretty good match here. I thought, all these women looked good. Eventually, Fatal Influence got ejected from inside, so it allowed, Ash by Elegance to kind of take advantage of that, and the Elegance brand interfered. And when JC Jane had the match once, she got pulled out, and then Ash by Elegance hit the Swanton on Masha Slamovich and won the TNA Knockouts Championship. This assault was really confusing because obviously they had just put the belt on JC Jane, and they just took the belt off her real quick. It was really tough. Because I really don't care for half of the women in the match. Masha Slamovich was the only one I really liked. And now Ash by Elegance is Knockouts champion. I don't know why they did it this way. It's almost like they didn't really want Ash to beat Masha because it would have been it wouldn't have really been believable. But now we have to see Ash by Elegance as Knockouts champion, and the Elegance brand just really isn't working as a faction. It's really not good. And then, Fatal Influence. This is clearly just another story beat to break them up because, Shaw will break up a lot of tag teams, but sometimes he really wants to take his time with them. Like with Chase U, this is what Fatal Influence has become, where he's just going to take his time with that, just probably not break it up until no one cares anymore. And then Masha Slamovich was really just kind of in the match, but the match itself was fine. I give it 3. I just didn't really like the result.
Yeah, I thought the match was fine itself. I'm just happy the fucking TNA Knockouts Championship is off of JC Jane. That was the other thing that I cared about. And I'm happy when it's back to a TNA wrestler, too. I'd much rather it be Masha Slamovich, but it's whatever. I'm just happy that the fucking title got off JC Jane.
Hey, it's one.
She brought the fucking each of it down.
Hey, it's one less show you have to see JC Jane on, I guess. That's good for you.
Yeah, I know, right? That's the best part.
And then Javon Evans is backstage. This is where Ricky Sainz came up and expressed interest to going after the NXT championship. And then we had Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace. This is the match I was really looking forward to. This match was great. I loved it a lot. They both played the characters very well. Where Blake Monroe was the cowardly heel and ran away from Jordan Grace, where Jordan Grace was the powerhouse. And eventually, Blake Monroe exposed the turnbuckle and beat Jordan Grace with a finish, which I don't remember what it is now off the top of my head. And I didn't really mind Blake Monroe winning. They both needed a win because Jordan Grace has taken a lot of big losses lately with Stephanie Vaquer at Battleground, and then obviously she lost at Evolution to JC Jane. But Blake Monroe needed a big win because this was first big PLE match on the PLEs. I thought the way they booked themselves out of it was very smart because obviously now we know this feud's going to continue. But yeah, I thought this match was great. I gave it 4 stars. I thought that, both women showcased themselves very well.
Yep, I thought it was a very good showcase. I'm happy with Blake Monroe winning.
And then they did a backstage segment with Jada Parker where Lash Legend came up and was upset that she wasn't in the triple threat match instead of Jada. That was very not good. It led to a crappy match that just happened recently. And then Fatal Influence were backstage. This led to a 6-woman tag between Zaruka and Lola Vice versus Fatal Influence. These segments were whatever. Any thoughts on these segments? I thought they were whatever.
Yeah, they were nothing to write home about.
And then we had the mixed tag. It was Ethan Page and Chelsea Green with the Secret Harvest ringside versus Tavion Heights and Tyler May Steele. This match was good. The crowd really ruined this match because they kept booing Tavion Heights and Tyler Maciel, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it had anything to do with because Chelsea Green was very over in this match, or they just didn't like them. It was very confusing. Eventually, Chelsea Green and Ethan Page won when Chelsea Green hit the unprettier on Tyler Maciel. I give it 3. I think the Lawn team went over. It should have been the faces, since it's like, it was like this would have been a huge win for Tavion and Tyler Maciel. Tavion, so he can like claim to get a North American title match, and then Tyler Maciel. This would have been a really good win for her. It was just really confusing that they gave the win to Ethan and Chelsea Green. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars. What'd you think of this? What'd you think of this match?
I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was very odd that Tavion and Tyra didn't win. But it seems like the feud's continuing. So I'm not too upset about it. But yeah, Ethan and Chelsea look great together, and Tavion and Tyra look great together also, too.
And then Ava announced that the Speed Championships are coming to NXT, the men's and the women's Speed titles, because Speed got canceled, so they're going to put the belts on NXT. I think this makes a lot of sense. I have no issues with it. We just saw the first Speed match pretty recently. But yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense to put the Speed belts on NXT. Kind of gives the NXT talent something else to fight over. And it seemed like it's going to be like all the brands can fight for them. So like Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and as we saw, like some interpromotional brands can fight for them, and some other promotions. And I'm happy about this. How do you feel about the Speed belts going to NXT?
I thought it was really good because Sol Ruka's been like carrying her Speed Championship with her to the ring a lot. So it's nice to see them actually investing in it again. And I do, and the tournament they set up has actually been very interesting so far.
I want to do the men's one though because like a main roster talent has that belt, so I wonder if we're gonna see some appearances from El Grande Americano show up in NXT. So
It could be.
how Chad Gable gonna feel about that? Because when he had that gimmick, he was the one that won the belt. It wasn't Ludwig, and Ludwig's gonna like take that over now. So I wonder how he's gonna feel about that. Huh?
Yeah, he could be upset about it.
And then we had the main event. It was Javon Evans versus Obafemi for the NXT Championship. This match was awesome. Real 5-star classic. Just a really good underdog versus big man match. Versus really good David versus Goliath match. And Goliath won, but they did a really good spot where like Javon had the match won, but because the ref took a bump, the new ref that came out didn't see Obafemi's foot on the rope, but the old ref did. So this kind of gives Javon an out to get a rematch if they want to go down that path. But Obafemi wins. It retained his title. I didn't really mind this too much. This kind of it's a good underdog story for Javon Evans. And then afterwards, Ricky Sainz came out and had a face off with him, and set up that program coming up down the line. I give this 5 stars. I thought this match was absolutely awesome, and honestly, it kind of saves the show because we had a lot of questionable booking decisions throughout the show, and this match I thought like kind of really saved the show from like being one of the worst NXT PLEs of the year. But I thought this match was absolutely fantastic. What do you think of this?
I thought this match was great. It really again showcased Javon Evans. And Obafemi too, but a lot on Javon Evans. It shows that he is a massive part of the future of WWE, and I'm like him getting an NXT Championship match was awesome. But I do think it might be time to put the belt on him and let Oba go up to the main roster. I think it's about time that Obafemi takes his talents up to Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. But that was NXT Heatwave. I thought the show was solid. I'll give it like a B. I feel like there was some really questionable booking decisions, like Ash by Elegance winning the Knockouts belt. Dogs that the NXT Tag Title match wasn't very excited, and then they did the really weird thing where like Ethan and Chelsea lost Tavion and Tyra. But we had some other real standouts, like the NXT title match, the the opener 3-way dance, and then Blake Monroe versus Jordan Graves was solid. Again, we need to see less backstage segments too on these shows. I don't need to see like segments to like set up matches on TV. Like that's just really dumb. That we've been seeing that a lot with the last couple of NXT PLEs. That needs to like stop. But what did you think of this show and a nice little letter grade for that?
I give Heat Wave a B, a solid B. I thought it was a very good show. Main event was great. Having JC lose the title, amazing. But having like Masha not win it, kind of weird. Having the Olympians not win too was also kind of a head scratcher. But overall, I thought the show was so good.
And then we had Clash in Paris, which just happened like last week. And yeah, this show was pretty interesting because a lot of people were crapping on the card for this show, and I thought it looked like a good card. And then the show happened, and it blew everyone's expectations. So kind of going through that, the countdown show really wasn't all that much. We watched it. It went by quicker than the Backlash one, but I think we talked.
It did.
I think like the last half hour it really dragged though. Like it just felt like they were like talking about nothing.
They ran out of shit to talk about. Again,
they like had to like counteract that by like stall for time by like saying like facts about Paris, which was really weird.
The first hour and a half like flew by. And then, like, the last half hour felt like fucking 4 hours.
I don't know what happened. And I feel like, too, like, they talked about, like, the John Cena, Logan Paul, like, on the panel. They like, broke that match down for, like, what? Like, I think we counted it, like, 5 minutes or, like, 7 minutes. It was a really long time. Like, it was, like... yeah, it was just a long countdown show type of thing. I don't know why these things are 2 hours. Like these things don't need to be 2 hours. How long does it take to talk about like 6 matches? Like how long does that take?
Yeah. I don't know. A long time apparently.
Apparently. I mean they had other stuff, but like still, like everything that happened on the show only needed to be like an hour. Like that's it. Like you don't need to. They kept showing like past matches from like Clash in Paris. I kid you not. I feel like we've seen that Cody AJ match replayed this year like 4 times. Like it's insane.
Oh, at least
because they showed it at Backlash and then they showed it. I'm pretty sure I think they showed it 3 times alone on the Backlash countdown show, and then we saw it like twice on like this countdown show. It was insane. Like, but whatever. It's a thing. But yeah, continuing, the opener of the show was Roman Reigns versus Big Bronson Reed. This match was very good. I thought it was great. Really great powerhouse match that showcased both their talents. Roman Reigns won with the spear. And then afterwards, obviously, he was celebrating with the crowd, and then he noticed Heyman was in the ring by himself. And he had the Shula Fala in his hands. And Roman Reigns, we were thinking what was going to happen was he was just going to, like, get interrupted before he even get his hands on Heyman. And then get, like, taken out and everything like that. But no, they didn't interrupt it. He put the guillotine choke on Heyman. And then he was celebrating with the crowd. We think it's just going to be a nice babyface thing. They move on from it. But then Braun Breaker showed up, speared Roman Reigns through the table. And then... he did it again. He ran from all the way from the ramp and then speared Roman Reigns again. Bronson Reed did the tsunami to Roman Reigns, and then they stretched him out. And then he did it again while he was strapped to the stretcher. And then Jey Uso tried to run out to make the save. He was pretty successful at first, but then he got laid out by the spear. I think it was just the spear, right? He didn't get the tsunami. I don't think. I think
no, it was just the spear.
And then I think Reigns got one more tsunami, right? I want to make sure I get that right because
Yes. I think it was like 4 tsunamis. I think.
And then afterwards, Adam Pearce kicked him out of the building after they like did the breaks and everything like that, and said that but if they interfere in the in the main event, the World Heavyweight Championship match, they're suspended. I almost said the ban from the building, but that wouldn't make sense because they're not going to be there like after like that would be weird. But yeah, if they interfere, they'll be suspended without pay. All of this was like fine. I like the Roman Reigns Bronson Reed match. I give that like 4 stars. I didn't mind the Paul Heyman stuff. And then the blonde, the beatdown was like fine. I would have like shortened that by a lot. I would have just done like the spear through the table, maybe the spear from the ramp because that looked cool, and then maybe like one tsunami, and then just cut out the Jey Uso stuff and cut out all that stuff. If you want to do one more tsunami while we stretch it, that's okay. But like, I would have cut all of this down because the show started at like 2. It started at 2:00 because
Yeah.
and an hour of the PLE had gone by like this point of the show. Like it was like, okay, an hour of the show was taken up by this beatdown. Like that's a little ridiculous. But other than that was all fine. I just would have shortened this by a lot. And you could definitely tell they had to like fit time in because they didn't have a women's world title match that they could have avoided. But whatever. But yeah, what did you? I think you've been waiting like a week to talk about this. What did you think of all? What did you think of all of this?
Okay. So the match itself I liked. I thought the match itself was really great. Roman getting the win was nice. Him getting the Shula Fala back. And I saw him like get the scissors. I'm like, is he going to cut those Jordans? He did. And he only got to throw about a half of them in the crowd before the spear happened. And then approximately 7 minutes went by from 2:00 from the start of the show until the second match on the show. 57 fucking minutes. Way too long. You tell me you couldn't fit a Stephanie versus Io match in there? You needed a 57-minute long beatdown that went way too long. I thought just, a couple of tsunamis, if you want to do one or two, like one when he's in the ring and another one when he's on the stretcher, that's fine. You want to write him off because he is going to Australia with Cody to shoot Street Fighter. So I can understand why they're writing him off, but like at the same time, did we need a fucking 57-minute long opening match and segment? By the time that we got to the second match, it was almost 3:00. So it brought the match rating down for me because it was 3. I'm gonna give it 3 because just the ending alone, the ending beatdown, I think was almost a half an hour, and that's way too long. And then Jay comes out when his cousin's nearly fucking dead and fucking stretch into a stretcher. Like Sean Ross after said this recently, made me die laughing. He was like, man, all the Bloodline waits until their partners are nearly dead before they come out to save them. And I was like, that is so fucking true because they do it all the time. It's like they wait till they're almost dead, and then all of a sudden, up here comes the save after they've been getting their asses beat for the last 10 minutes.
A little late. I think we've called that out twice. A little late on the save there, Jay, and stuff.
But yeah, then Jay got ripped in half, and yeah. But I would rather have just seen a fucking Stephanie versus Io match, even if it was just thrown on the card. I felt like, Naomi getting pregnant, you really can't control that. That's not fucking something that you can control. That's beyond their own power. But yeah, like they could have easily have put the match on there. That was going to be the match, regardless.
Yeah.
So it's just they're waiting till tonight is Monday Night Raw when we're taping this. So I think it's tonight. So, or they're having the contract signing tonight, and the match is next week. But it's weird. That should have just been at the class. It should have been at in Paris.
Yeah. But then after an hour, we got another match. It was the WWE Tag Team Championship match. It was the Street Profits challenging the Wyatt Sixes, Dexter Loomis, and Joe Gacy. This match was very exciting. Like I've said, the SmackDown Tag Division has been like the best booked tag division in all of WWE. Potentially all of wrestling. It's really loaded with teams and just got a lot of elements behind it. They kept teasing because the Wyatts it's got into the Street Profits' head about them having some type of dissension and all that stuff because when Montez Ford wanted to start, Angelo Dawkins insisted on starting. But yeah, this match was great. You know, I thought it was very back and forth. I thought it was very good, actually. The Wyatt Six won, which I don't have an issue with because they're really good tag champions. They're very dominant. It was 3 3/4 stars. I thought this was very good and was surprised because it was kind of putting a little bit of a dead spot in the show. And they were still able to get the crowd invested into it and still able to put on a very good match. What do you think of this?
I thought this match was very good. They were teasing the breakup of the Street Profits. Yeah, I thought this match was still awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, I hope nothing comes of that. You know, I kind of hope like the next time because we haven't seen the Street Profits on TV since this match. I can hope the next time we see them, it's like they kind of realize the Wyatts got in their heads and they kind of just squash the beef real quick because I don't really think there's a reason to break up the Street Profits, especially with how hot the tag division is and everything like that. I would keep them together. Plus, too, I think Angelo Dawkins is going to struggle on his own without Montez Ford. I think Montez Ford would do much better, so I don't really think there's a reason to break up the Street Profits. Would you break them up, or would you keep them together?
I keep them together. I just don't think that it needs to be broken. I don't think they need to be broken up. I just think that's too much. It's just not. It's not necessary.
And then we had the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. It was Becky Lynch defending against Nikki Bella. This match wasn't good at all. It was really bad. Nikki Bella looked awful in this match. There's a real bad moment where it was clearly supposed to be the thing that led to the comeback. She was supposed to hit like disaster kick from the middle turnbuckle, but then she missed because Becky was too far. So they had to come up with another comeback spot because that was supposed to be it. And then she, I think you pointed this out, she sold her knee to make it look like that's the reason she missed it. But Becky was way too... Because Becky falls, too, thinking she's going to get hit. And she did not get hit at all. So then there was a moment she did the STF in this match. And they called it the Bella Lock, but she had never done this move before. So Wade Bear was just calling it moves that didn't exist. And then it was really weird because and awkward because she adopted this move because she was dating Cena at the time, and that's not the case anymore. And then Becky just won with a crappy roll-up. This match was 1 star. It was just not good at all. It was just really bad.
I agree. This match is 1 star. Horrible. Nikki Bella is just not good. It shows. The pop was nice at the Rumble, but yeah, she's been back a couple of times now, and each time slowly no reaction, and then she's getting booed too, which is pretty funny. She said on her podcast she expected to be booed because it's in Europe, which is bizarre. Because Becky's done nothing but trash Europe, and you would think they would cheer Nikki Bella, but they didn't. But yeah, it's just a horrible match. They don't have any chemistry whatsoever, and this is it was that That like second rope fucking insecurity fucking thing that she was supposed to do, where she fucking fake sold the knee injury, was bad, and it was laughably bad. And people are fucking blaming Becky for that. I'm like, how about blame the idiot who jumped up to the middle rope too soon? How about that? Blame that idiot instead. And then jumped too early.
Yeah.
She's like rushing through her spots, and then she got up the middle rope way, way, way too early. But yeah, this match sucked. It was awful.
Then we had the a good old fashioned Downey Book match. It was Sheamus versus Rusev. This match ruled. Really brutal street fight. We got like yeah, just a lot of weapon spots, and they did the white noise off of the kegs through the tables. But just a really awesome match. Just go watch it for yourself. Rusev won with the accolade with the Shillelagh assist. He actually made Sheamus tap out, which Michael Cole mentioned. That's like only like the second time I think Sheamus in his career has ever tapped out. I don't know the other time that it was, but it's pretty impressive. And then yeah, I give it 4 stars. No, I give this match 4 3/4 stars. It was a really brutal street fight. I love the fact that Rusev won because he really needed to win this match to validate his comeback. But yeah, I thought this was awesome. What did you think of this?
I thought the good old fashioned Johnny Brick match was great. Again, real life best friends. Everything could be a little bit more stiff, could be a little bit more snug, and that's I think what made it even better. So I loved it. I thought that match was great. I have a 4.5 stars.
And then it's Cena versus Logan, right? That was because there was 2 matches left. I think it's Cena versus Logan. Yeah, John Cena versus Logan Paul. This match was awesome too. They kind of did a lot of callbacks with Logan Paul doing the buckshot. Cena did the end of days. Logan Paul did the zigzag. Cena did the Styles Clash. And yeah, they just worked really well together. They had really good chemistry with each other. Eventually, Cena won with the triple AAs, and he beat Logan Paul. And yeah, I thought this match was excellent. I give it 4.5 stars. I thought it was awesome. It's going to be John Cena's last time in Europe. I'm glad the fact that he got to go out on a high note. And it was great stuff. What'd you think of this?
I thought this match was phenomenal. Another great match from John. Once again, SummerSlam and Clash in Paris have really restored a lot of the faith that I was starting to lose in my childhood hero. And it's really reestablished the fact that this motherfucker can still go at 48 years old. And he's put on 2 of his best matches of the year and 2 of his best matches in an extremely long time. He's killing it. He's crushing it out there. This match was great. Loved it.
Yeah, it's too bad, because this was probably the one we were supposed to have until had the heel turn not happen. I think we would. I feel like we're gonna come out of the retirement tour feeling good, anyways. But he could have been put. It just sucks that it's gonna be now when he's towards the end of the retirement tour. Like, I would have liked it if he was having these matches, like in the beginning stage of his retirement tour. Then we would like really feel better. But yeah, I'm glad we're having him now, type of thing. Thank God they got he essentially even said they pivoted with the heel turn on the post show afterwards and everything like that, type of thing. So I'm glad they did away with that, just because I feel like it was gonna be a really bad retirement tour had they not gotten away from that heel turn when they did. So
oh yeah.
Then we had the World Heavyweight Championship main event. It was Seth Rollins defending the World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight in a 4-way. Very good 4-way. I liked it a lot. Everyone kind of kept going after Seth Rollins, but they also kept going after each other. And eventually, CM Punk had the match won. They went to redo the finish from Netflix Raw's premiere when he did the GTSs. But then a hooded figure came out and hit a low blow onto Seth Rollins. I'm sorry, not Seth Rollins, but CM Punk. And the hooded figure revealed herself to be Becky Lynch. And then Seth hit the stop and retained the championship. We didn't really like this finish at the time. Obviously, with what happened with SmackDown this week, it obviously makes a lot more sense why they did this finish. But obviously, this obviously just kind of continues the Vision storyline, which is getting a little stale now. I feel like with what happened on SmackDown, probably can put some life into it and everything like that. But the Vision has been pretty stale ever since post SummerSlam. It's either been the Vision will just stand tall and take out all the faces, or one of the faces will come out and make the save. And a lot of the shows on Raw, anyways, have been structured around, the Vision, where like it turns into we get a promo segment from them, and then it turns into a match with somebody versus the Vision. Never really any in between. That's kind of been the ending of Raw. I mean, really, since the past couple of months, that's been like how Raw's been this year. And the Vision just kind of isn't working, so it kind of sucks to still go in this direction. But obviously, with what happened on SmackDown, it makes sense why they did this finish, because obviously they were setting up a big return on SmackDown, so they kind of had to get Becky with Seth. I feel like this time around, the Seth Rollins-Becky partnership's going to work better, because they're both heels now, and no one's really going to be like overtaking the other, because Seth's a bigger star now than he was when they tried to do it back in 2019. And they're not baby faces, and it's also not being booked by Vince either, so that's good. But yeah, I give the match 4.25 stars. I thought it was a great 4-way. I didn't mind Seth winning because obviously it makes sense. But yeah, the finish, I guess I still would have done it. Just still at the time, the finish was just kind of weak. But what'd you think of the whatever title match and everything?
I thought the match itself was great. The finish at the time was like, oh, come on, really? But as we found out, the finish was great, because it led to something even more awesome. So I give it 4 stars. I thought the match was great.
And that was Clash. I give Clash probably a B plus. With hindsight, I liked Cena Logan. I liked the Downey Book Brawl. I liked Reigns and Bronson up until it went too long, and I liked the main event. And the tag title match was good too. The only real low points was that long beatdown of Roman Reigns, and then the women's IC title match. We could have done without that. But what did you think of Clash in Paris?
I thought Clash in Paris was very good. I give it a B, because I liked it, but yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna give it higher than a B.
But yeah, now it's your time to talk. We had a couple of things happen on SmackDown this week that are pretty significant that I think you want to talk about, because one of them, it's the end of something. One of them was the return of something.
So we had SmackDown in Chicago, and since the end of Clash in Paris, there was a lot of speculation and a lot of rumors, and Punk was playing into it, and Wade Barrett was playing into it too, also, and everyone else was too. Entertaining the idea that AJ Lee might be returning, and well, it did. It happened. She signed her contract that day in Chicago, and they had agreed to a contract earlier in the week. Everyone was waiting for it. They sold out. They sold out the Allstate Arena on a rumor, and turns out the rumor was true. AJ Lee is back in WWE for the first time in 10 years. And it was It's interesting because she had shown zero inclination of ever wanting to come back to wrestling in a physical capacity. WWE has tried for a number of years. Women's of Wrestling, wow, tried. She had no interest. AEW tried when Punk was there, no interest. And they tried after Punk came back in 2023, and there was really still no interest from her. So to see that she finally agreed to it it's special, and it's going to be real interesting. I'm pumped, super pumped for it. She's actually her first Raw appearance in over 10 years is actually tonight, so that's exciting. Um, it's most likely going to lead to a mixed tag match between Becky and Seth versus Punk and AJ at WrestlePalooza. Um, but yeah, it was to sell out a building on a rumor and for that rumor to come true. And they didn't do any bait and switch bullshit either, like they've done in the past. Like Punk was naming people he could team with, like Bailey and Rhea Ripley, and they got cheers. But deep down inside, I felt like I was like, man, they're gonna get fucking booed if it's not AJ Lee. And once it was AJ, she came out, theme music hit, place from fucking Allstate Arena fucking blew the roof off the place. And then when she came out, it was that second wave, that second pop. Just a magical moment. Excited as all hell to see her back. It's going to be real interesting, and it's a full-time contract. It's not a part-time contract. It's a full-time contract, which shocked the fucking hell out of me when I found out about that. I could have sworn it would have been like a couple match deal. No, this is her. She's coming back. This is not a half in, half out situation. This is full time. And the other part of SmackDown was John's last Chicago appearance. And it's getting towards single digits here. And
Well, if we had not just his last SmackDown appearance too.
Oh, yeah, his last SmackDown appearance ever. And we're getting down, and I should say last advertised SmackDown, because he could show up on SmackDown, but last advertised SmackDown ever, and as an active wrestler. And now we're getting into the single digits, and it's getting a little bit more surreal. That come December, we're not going to see him as an active wrestler anymore, and it's really getting surreal. And he put on a fucking classic once again. 3 fucking matches in a row he's had that make me think, maybe he shouldn't retire, because he's putting on some damn good matches. And this time it was a open challenge match against Sammy for the U.S. Championship, and they fucking tore the roof down. They tore the roof off the place. It was, John was doing more tributes in the match to people he couldn't have matches with, and that was a nice touch. And yeah, SmackDown was absolutely awesome, and looking forward to AJ Lee's first Raw appearance in 10 years. I gotta find the total numbers here, but it's the number of views is staggering. 120 million social media views in 24 hours for AJ Lee. 124 million. just a staggering number, and it's only going to keep climbing. And it's crazy that she's back. Absolutely love it. It's wild.
Yeah, going through those two things, the John Cena last appearance, it's still on SmackDown. It's insane. Um, I was also because I was thinking about this. Most of his retirement tour has been on SmackDown. I think the only ones that have been on Raw were the Netflix premiere. I think the 3 Raws in a row he did like originally in Belfast, and then he did I think the Raw after WrestleMania, and I think the Raw after Money in the Bank. He hasn't been on. Those are his only Raw appearances. Yeah, it's insane. That we're getting to single digits here. And there's a lot. His last appearance was very good. We didn't really know he was going to wrestle. Because typically when he's done TV shows, it's been him cutting a promo or something. But yeah, the fact that he came out and had that classic match with Sami Zayn, very significant considering the fact that his first SmackDown was him answering an open challenge, so they kind of redid that in a way. He redid like a lot of Kurt Angle's moves, like the ankle slam, and I don't think he did the ankle lock, but it's still really cool. And then I like the fact that like Brock ruined his last SmackDown, because the last SmackDown as a wrestler is going to be him being laid out by Brock. It's pretty much a heelless move, and they use that to set up WrestlePalooza. And then so yeah, that's John Cena's last SmackDown. They announced his the last run of shows he's gonna have. He's doing 2 Boston shows. He's doing he's doing one in Springfield and then one in TD Garden. I'm definitely gonna try to go to the one in TD Garden. Obviously, the one in Springfield's too difficult because it's a very far travel, and it's a little bit too last minute because we didn't really know. I think they hadn't really advertised while I was going there, and then they didn't say he was going to be there. So I imagine that's going to be tough to get. Yeah, pretty interesting. So it'll be interesting to see what he does the rest of the year. And then as for AJ Lee coming back, this is insane. This is something that a lot of people have fantasy booked for a while when the, women's evolution started in WWE. And then, when we've just had all these crops of women coming up, like you said, when CM Punk was in AEW, we thought it would have happened then, especially because you wouldn't have to work that many dates and all that type of stuff. And then, we thought, when CM Punk made amends coming back to WWE, I thought they did get her for a while. Didn't she do producing work for a while, but, like, didn't come back type of thing?
I don't remember.
But yeah, this is pretty insane. The fact that it happened. It was rumored and heavily throughout the day, but I like the fact that it actually did happen. And I'm really interested to see what AJ Lee does. She's been gone for so long. The 4 horsewomen, the original 4 horsewomen of WWE, haven't even been called up yet when she left. So there's so many dream matches. So many like really good feuds you can have with, like the likes of obviously Becky's gonna be the first one probably, but you have Charlotte, you have Bayley, because they haven't wrestled since Bayley like was in the original Hugger gimmick before like it really took off. That's how long they haven't wrestled for. You have Roxanne Perez. That's a big dream match for Roxanne Perez. You could do another mixed tag with Punk with Roxanne Perez and Finn Balor. Then you have, you could just name. I think everyone in the company right now, except for maybe like Natty, is the only people she hasn't like wrestled. Right? I think Natty's the only one in the company right now that AJ Lee's like wrestled. In WWE.
Yeah.
Which is just insane. And this is why you never say never, because we're going to talk about a return that's being rumored, and that's why you say never, because moments like that will happen. And I love the fact that it's happening. I think we're going to get a really good run from AJ Lee. She hasn't wrestled in a long time. I think that could potentially be a woman's... because there's not just opponents she can wrestle. She hasn't done the ladder matches yet. She hasn't done all these matches that the women do now, and everything like that. So it's gonna be very interesting. And I'm really interested to see what she does when she comes back. So I'm excited to see Raw tonight. She's gonna cut her first promo. And it'll be interesting. But yeah, then we have going over other things. We haven't really talked about this since it was announced, but obviously WrestlePalooza has been announced for WWE. As we talked about, I think the last Aftershock, WWE had signed with ESPN Plus to produce all of the main roster PLEs. But then we originally thought, originally it was only going to be like the rest of them were going to be on Peacock, and then January, the first PLE next year was going to be the Royal Rumble was going to be on ESPN Plus. Well, that's not the case. Apparently they're doing it earlier than we thought because WrestlePalooza got announced for September 20th, and that's going to be the first event announced. The first main roster PLE on ESPN Plus. Clash in Paris was the last one on Peacock, and now we're going to have WrestlePalooza. I'm pretty excited about this. The fact that WWE is going to ESPN Plus is pretty huge for them, and pretty huge for ESPN Plus. We've talked about all that before. Just the fact that it's happening earlier than we thought is pretty wild. Usually they don't do things like that. And I'm interested to see what WWE will be like on ESPN Plus. I don't think there'll be any streaming issues or anything like that, like a lot of people probably are thinking. Obviously, there's the caveat where a lot of people are angry about this because, they're going up again against AEW, or they're going up against All Out, and they're going head to. I don't think head to head. I think All Out's first, right? And then it's WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, it is because they moved up.
But a lot of people are pissed that WWE keeps running their shows the same day as AEW's. But I obviously I'm cool with them doing WrestlePalooza. I'm really excited about it. We already have a couple of matches announced for it. Like we got John Cena versus Brock Lesnar announced this past Friday on SmackDown. That makes sense. You want to get a lot of people to tune into ESPN Plus, and Brock Lesnar was in UFC at one point, which is crossed over with ESPN, and then obviously John Cena getting him on that show. That's a big deal. We're gonna have Stephanie Vacure versus Io Sky for the Women's World Title. And then obviously you might get AJ Lee's first match back on that show, so that's looking like a pretty big PLE. How do you feel about the fact that about WrestlePalooza being announced? Maybe the match cards are fun, and the fact that it's we're getting that ESPN Plus partnership earlier.
I like it. I think it's gonna be great. I love it.
How do you feel about them going up against AEW and running head to head again?
Well, it's not head to head anymore because they're cowards. But I think it's great. They think they own days, so they want to be competition so badly. But when they're actually competition, they cry kind of programming. So, do you want to be competition or not?
And it's also just really weird because it's only when WWE goes up against like them. It's never like when Collision went Saturdays. Everyone knew at some point that they were gonna have to go up against the PLEs because the PLEs have been Saturdays for WWE side of things for what, like years.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's Sunday. I will say that because typically the WWE PLEs have been Saturdays, but I feel like they would still be complaining because they're going on the same weekend. So it's like I don't think WWE could win. They could do the PLE like the next day, when everyone has a chance of like seeing All Out and everything like that, and they would still complain somehow because it's the same like weekend type of thing. So
yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. There's been some other things going on in WWE that's not related to any of these PLEs we talked about. We want to make sure that we talk about. That you get to talk about. While you talk about some other storyline developments with some talent that's gone on that hasn't happened yet.
Like which ones?
Oh, I wrote them down in the notes. Like the Sami Zayn. I mean, I know you kind of talked about Sami winning the US, but that happened.
Okay. So, Sami Zayn actually won the U.S. Championship, which is nice. It was nice to see him get the U.S. title again. Really love that. I felt like Solo's run kind of was just like very mid and just like it just didn't really move the needle like they thought it would. It just didn't really move it that much for a lot of it. Just felt like a fucking prop. But don't worry though, people calling him Sammy Hogan for some reason, even though he fucking spent most of the year losing. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, I like that. Sammy. I mean, obviously, the thing that pissed me off, we talked about this because SmackDown was in Paris. This got spoiled because I forgot SmackDown was overseas and it's taped ahead of time. So I went on social media and got the spoil, which was unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk about this, but but since he's obviously I feel like the chants have calmed down now finally. I'm happy that but one thing that was pissing me off is it happened when I went to SmackDown, and then it happened a little bit afterwards. But it seems like they've stopped. Anytime Sami Zayn would show up, they kept chanting "We want Cross," which is just annoying. It's one thing to be upset about Karrion Kross not being there and not signing a new contract, but I don't know why Sami Zayn. I guess because Sami Zayn wrestled him in his last match, so like the taking his anger out on Sami Zayn, but it's like. It seems like Sami Zayn's getting a lot of unnecessary hate from some of the audience when it comes to like the Karrion Kross things, and then like him. I don't understand why they call him Sammy Hogan. His little gimmick is he's an underdog. He loses all the time and everything like that. So I don't get the recent hate for Sami Zayn.
I don't. I hate it.
And when he went to world title, it's gonna get even worse.
Oh, it is. It is.
So,
it really is. Okay, so Damian Priest and Aleister Black have been feuding for a while, and looks like Aleister Black's the heel here against Damian Priest. I mean, it's been fine. I haven't really seen any issues with it. It's been going on for quite a bit now. It's starting to pick up some steam now, but it's been fine.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this. I think their feud suffered from SmackDown going to 2 hours because I feel like if SmackDown was 3 hours, this feud would get a lot more focus. But then USA fucked over WWE and made it 2 hours. So this feud, and they had to. I think Priest was hurt. Well, he wasn't hurt, but he was banged up, so they had to write him off, and then he wasn't back until like shortly after Clash, and then they just did the match like prop. Well, I can't really say proper because they did like an angle where like Priest got a tap, but they had like finally a match where somebody won. I've enjoyed this feud. It's like dog versus dog. Aleister Black's kind of transferred like I can't really say his AEW gimmick, but the gimmick that he was gonna have before like they stupidly released him for no reason, like right before he got released. It seems like the putting that back. I really like that. I think he's doing a lot with the gimmick. I feel like this feud isn't over. I feel like we're gonna get some type of street fight or something between Aleister Black and Damian Priest. The one thing that's kind of weird about Damian, he seems to get stuck in a lot of feuds that go on for a long time because ever since he lost the belt to Gunther, because he got in the feud with Finn Balor. I know that didn't go on the whole time. I know, but like that went on till like January, and then he got in the feud with Drew McIntyre. That went on till like May, and then like this feud's been going on since like June. So it seems like that's kind of Damian Priest's whole thing. He seems to get stuck in feuds for like a very long time. It seems like.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't think he's ever winning any belts because he's stuck in so many feuds. Like I feel like a half of his run, like I feel like the next feud he's gonna have, we say it's gonna be long. The next feud he has is gonna be like 2 years. That's how long it's gonna be.
Oof.
So he's stuck in a 2-year feud. So it just I think continuously go in 2 years, not like stop gaps in between. Like he'll continuously he'll continuously be in a feud for 2 years. Who do you think he will be if it gets to that point? Who do you think he would be in a feud with consistently for 2 years?
Oof, it's gonna be tough.
If you had to just name someone on the roster that would be stuck in a feud for 2 years.
Who would it be?
It's anyone on the roster.
I'm trying to think of who the fuck would it be.
I guess you have to think of somebody that's been feuded with too. Yeah.
Anyone. I can't really think of anyone.
Yeah, he's been stuck in.
I feel like right now, like CM Punk and Seth Rollins is going to go on for fucking 900 years.
That feud's been going on since Punk came back, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And it's just not ended anytime soon. Do you think they would have Damian Priest backtrack and just be in a feud with like Finn Balor again for like 2 years, just for the sake of it?
Just for the fuck of it. Just be like, hey, this is it. This is going to be 2 years now.
Does it get written off every time too? Like,
nope.
No.
Just consistent.
How many matches do you think they would have?
1.
That's it. They just don't have
the rest of the segments.
They just don't have a beatdowns that like go on.
Just segments and long beatdowns.
And who's the one getting beaten down? Finn Balor or Damian Priest?
Damian Priest.
With help or no help?
No help. Not allowed. Not the Triple H era. No.
So Finn just beating him, doing a long beatdown on his own, just by himself.
Just by himself, with the Judgment Day. Just redo it again. They'll throw back.
Why not, right? But yeah, let's talk about other things that's been going on.
R-Truth, he's kind of back to his other goofy gimmick, but I'm seeing a lot of people saying it could be like a multiple personality syndrome type gimmick, where it's like he's this crazy, like the goofy R-Truth, and he turns into the crazy R-Truth type of thing.
Yeah.
Which I could see that happening if they wanted to. But yeah, it doesn't bother me that he's back to funny R-Truth again. It just didn't work. It was post return. It just didn't work. So you just pivot back to what was successful, and that was successful.
And again, Cena's not a heel anymore, so there's not even any reason to him to do that gimmick anymore. That was the whole reason of that gimmick. So now that Cena's a face, it's fine. So yeah,
there's no point.
It's funny. Some of the stuff he's done has been funny. Like he accidentally went to somewhere. He was supposed to go to like Germany, but he went to he went somewhere else by accident. So that's that happens sometimes. You go. You try to go somewhere and go to the wrong place sometimes. That happens to people sometimes. So, that's what I kind of hope it is a split personality gimmick. But maybe like every opponent he has, he just does a different thing. But this is I feel bad for R-Truth that he went to the wrong place by accident. Do you? Or do you think he deserved that?
I don't think he deserved it. I think he just got confused.
Yeah, so poor guy, going to... Let's hope he's on SmackDown, But John Cena made him think he was him trying to ruin wrestling. That's not good either, But maybe it was, you don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Well, maybe it was... maybe all this was R-Truth all along, and no one knew about it.
No one knew about it.
It was very kept secret. But yeah, what's other things going on in WWE that aren't, that we want to make sure we talk about?
Alexa and Charlotte have been picking up lately as a team. They're really gelling as a team. I like them as a team. They're fitting really well as a team.
Yeah, they are. They're feuding with Chelsea Green and the Secret Service right now, which is cool. I like that. but yeah, just continue talking for a second.
So they started out as a team a long while back, and they've been kind of focused a lot on going after the tag team championships. But yeah, they've been doing pretty well. I would say, pretty good.
I think they've been doing well as tag team champions. They're really fitted in really well. And the feud with the Secret Service, it's been good. It's been very the same though. Like one of them will have a match with each other, and then either the faces always win, but either they'll just fight off the heels, or the heels will beat them down. But yeah, I've enjoyed the nice little feud they've got going on. I'm enjoying them as tag champions. We haven't seen them a lot. I don't know if Charlotte is like banged up again, so they had to because they had to do a write-off angle. It seems like again where she's not really doing much. So I don't know if she's just banged up or what. But we'll see what happens. And I feel like too, because in the European tour, I don't think Alexa went until like the end of it, because obviously, I don't think she wanted to leave her daughter like for that long and all that stuff. So like she like waited until like the last SmackDown before. So, but yeah, because I got any other things you want to talk about before that the one that we haven't talked about main roster related yet?
No, I think we've covered everything.
I'll mention a couple of things. Obviously, AJ and Dom's feuds continued. It sucks, like we talked about, that they had the IC title match on Raw last week, and then AJ didn't win. That might be a misstep. AJ, I think, should have won, especially for where it was. He was getting really good reaction in France. I think the place would have lost it, especially too if it's just going to be his last run. Since he said he's not wrestling at 50, and he's like, and he is he 48 too, or is he 49 right now? Like
40. I think he's 48.
So we don't have a lot more time with AJ. I would have liked it if we could have gotten a really good IC title one with him, because he was really good as IC champ before, but it was in the pandemic, so like no one really got to like see it. So it would have been nice if like he could have won one final title, because I don't think he's winning any of the world titles, since that's kind of filled at the moment. And then AJ, the IC title would be a perfect fit for him, especially too because if Dom's winning the AAA Mega title, I didn't really see a reason for him to keep the IC title and everything like that. But and AJ could continue his feud with El Grande Americano and everything like that. But I would have liked it if AJ had won the IC championship. What do you think about that one though? You think they should have put the belt on AJ? Do you think are you gonna wait?
Oh, absolutely. They definitely should have.
Other things, we haven't talked about this yet because I forgot. But Cody and Drew's feud has just started. Obviously because Cody's gonna be gone for a while. With filming Street Fighter, they had to write him off television. And Drew beat him up like the SmackDown after SummerSlam. He Claymore'd him through the bottom of the announce table. And lately Drew's just been kind of cutting promos on Cody, kind of taunting him. And Randy's kind of stepped in, and they're having a match. But I've really enjoyed the Drew-Cody feud so far. This is a feud I've wanted to see for a while. I think that's a good first feud for Cody as WWE champion, since there's a lot of history here. Since Drew's like one of the only people to really beat Cody since he's come back. So I think there's a lot of potential here. I think the feud's been good. Obviously, because Cody hasn't been there, it's been a lot of just Drew cutting promos on him, and Randy's kind of had to step in. Drew and Randy are having a match on SmackDown this week. I don't know if Cody's gonna come back then, or if they're gonna maybe wait and have Cody come back when they're in Australia, since that's where he is anyways. So he'll face Drew in Australia. But what do you think of Drew and Cody's little program they got going on with no Cody right now?
It's interesting. It's definitely. I feel like it's going to pick up real soon.
And obviously, like, because They also woke. I don't know if they woke Cody off earlier because, as we found out now, him and Brandy just had another child. Brandy was pregnant. They kept this pregnancy very quiet this time around, and we found out, was it last week? Because that the next child was born, and everything like that,
Yeah.
and pretty excited. Uh, Obviously now you've seen in interviews, I think Cody let it slip a couple times, but like obviously no one thought anything of it because no one knew Brandy was pregnant. But it's pretty funny how like Cody almost let that slip a couple of times, that the fact that he was expecting a second child, and then yeah. But how do you feel about Cody and Brandy welcoming another child into the world?
I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I'm happy for him. Yeah, I'm very happy for him.
Were you shocked too, or did you know?
Yeah, I was very shocked.
And then let's go on to some NXT related things though, since a Halloween, not Halloween Havoc. That's not that. It's since I keep wanting to call it that show, but that's not the name of the show. Since Heat Wave, Heat Wave happened, so NXT's had to continue plugging along because that's what happens when PLEs happen. The regular TV shows keep happening. That's just how it works. I don't know why that works that way, Chris, but that's just how things work nowadays and everything like that.
Everything works that way.
But they're starting to shape up some of their other PLEs because they've announced a few of them. This isn't a PLE, but they're doing a special episode of NXT called Homecoming because that week of NXT will be in Full Sail, and obviously that's where NXT was up until the pandemic pretty much. So that's where they taped most of their shows. And then obviously they're doing Halloween Havoc. I think they're doing another show, but I don't remember what it is. And No Mercy. I think No Mercy is like the next show, and then it's Halloween Havoc. And at first I was wondering where the hell are these shows airing, because when they announced these shows, they didn't say where they were airing, because obviously it was still in the midst of the ESPN deal. But now we found out that ESPN will get to the main roster WWE shows, and the NXT shows are going to stay on Peacock, which I think is good. I feel like Peacock will get fucked over if the WWE stuff's off of it, because I think, from what I see, I think it's mainly the WWE stuff that is the only reason people subscribe to Peacock. No one really... If you're not really a wrestling fan, not many people subscribe to like Peacock for like the other shows that are on there. I think they will, but it's mainly wrestling fans that take up the Peacock subscriptions. Do you agree with that? Or do you completely disagree with that?
I think it's possible, yeah. But Peacock is definitely extremely popular, though.
Yeah, and then yeah, but I'm happy the NXT shows are staying there. I wonder if this means the past WWE shows will stay there too, because obviously everyone was wondering what was going to go on with those. But let's talk about some things that's been going on in NXT. They've set up a match at No Mercy. It's going to be Oba Femi defending the NXT Championship against Ricky Saints. They set this up with Ricky Saints winning a number one contenders match, beating Josh Briggs. I'm enjoying this feud so far between Ricky and Oba. They had a really good promo segment a couple weeks ago, and then they had that weird... It seems like this is like every Oba Femi feud now, where like someone has to... Whoever he's feuding with teams up with them to take down Dogsteak, and then they like... Well, they didn't fail this time, but they typically fail because they can't like get over the differences. I'm sick of that part of the feud, but like... I think this feud would be very good, Ricky and Oba are very talented. This is going to be a very good test for Ricky because he hasn't faced anyone that's like only been in the WWE system. I think it's been Ethan, and then like I think it's been Shawn Spears, and then it's been well, I guess Jasper Troy, but Jasper Troy's not really a good guest because he's not good. So like I can't really I'm not gonna base Jasper Troy off like the first one. This is like the first like main star that he's facing that like is actually good. That's only been in the WWE system. I actually think this match would be very good. And I don't know if Ricky Saints wins the belt or not. I could see them keeping it on Oba, but I kind of hope they put it on Ricky. But I feel like Ricky is also due to be called up to the main roster. But how do you feel about this program being set up between Ricky Saints and Oba Femi?
I love it. I think it's got the nice setup so far. I'm really looking forward to it. I think the matches are going to be great. I love it.
Do you think Ricky wins the belt, or are you gonna wait to see how the next few weeks of TV play out to give any opinions on that?
I do think that he could win the belt because Oba, like I said before, needs to be moved up. Like needs to be moved up. But I could also see Oba winning too.
I feel like whoever loses gets moved up because I don't know what Obo or Ricky does if they lose. I guess Ricky could. I guess there's more for Ricky to do in NXT if he loses than Oba, because obviously if Oba loses, I think he just goes up unless he gets like a rematch or something and then goes up. But I feel like there's not much more for each guy to do once they lose the NXT title. But we'll see. Other things that's been going on, they've set up a feud between Josh Briggs and Javon Evans, because Josh Briggs beat him up real bad, after Javon was given a really good impassioned speech. I'm not into Josh Briggs as a heel. He's really lame as a heel, and just not very interesting, but if it's just a guy for Javon Evans to beat to get back to the NXT title path, and it's whatever, but Josh Briggs is just not interested in all as a heel. What do you think of this? I don't, do you absolutely love it, though? Maybe you love it.
Nope, it's been. I just don't like. I think Josh Briggs is very bland. Yeah, it's just he's not interesting. So we'll we'll have to see where it goes. But yeah,
and then the women's divisions continued plugging away. Lola Vice has kind of started a feud with JC Jane for the NXT Women's title. They haven't done like anything like back and forth. It's been kind of they have that 6-woman tag, and then they've done a couple of video packages for Lola Vice, which has been good, and then JC Jane just kind of been there, just not really doing much. This feud's been kind of whatever. All I care about is just JC Jane losing the belt at some point. So if that happens, great. But if it doesn't happen, then not good. What do you think of this?
it's okay.
And other things, they're kind of teasing some dissension some more in the NQCC with Ren Sinclair and Charlie Dempsey. They're kind of teasing in Britain and Kendall Gray to be a part of that. They had like a women's tag with the Cullen, which they stupidly lost. I'm a fan of Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair becoming a team. It's just they shouldn't have lost their first match. That was stupid. What do you think of this?
That was dumb. That was really, really dumb. They should not have lost their first match. I agree with that.
And then this is going to be kind of exciting. DIY returned to NXT. They had they had the first tag theme when they came back, which was awesome.
Yes, it's their actual tag team theme, the good one.
Well, the one they had now was pretty good. The like Undisputed Era.
It's like it's the Undisputed Era theme, like a little bit of remix. It's really weird.
But I like that.
But this one's significantly better.
Yeah. And they turned face because they've been heels, and they I feel like they're setting up a match with Trick because they interrupted Trick Williams because Trick Williams has been talking about it. He's the best superstar ever in NXT, and obviously DIY had something to say about that because they were the ones that were the main stars of NXT for years. So they laid him out with the finish. I'm interested in this. Obviously DIY coming back for a bit is very interesting since I imagine they're going to cross over to that Homecoming show. I imagine one of them is going to face Trick Williams in a match. I think what's going to happen is maybe a tag match, DIY versus Trick and Carmelo Hayes, since they were the mainstays of it'd be the black and gold mainstays versus the 2.0 nowadays NXT. I think that would be cool, and Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams squash the beef kind of in a way. What do you think though of DIY returning? I thought that was awesome.
I thought it was great. It's very surprising. But yeah, looking forward to see what they do down in NXT.
And then the women's speed tournament has kicked off. It's been very good so far. We've had one match from it, but it's very interpromotional. We had Zaya Brookside versus Candice LeRae, where Candice LeRae won the first match, and then this week it's going to be Fabi Apache versus Lainey Reed. The speed tournament's been good. The one with Candice LeRae and Zaya Brookside was very good. I like the setup of the speed tournaments and everything like that. And Yeah, I'm very into it. How do you feel about the speed tournament so far? Because you got to see your first speed match. Did you like it, or did you absolutely hate your first speed match because you never watched speed?
It was very speedy.
Very speedy, yeah.
It was very speedy indeed. It was
Um,
super speed. It was very speed. So
um,
it was speedy.
but I think it's a nice pace for NXT to have the speed women's title though, and the men's one. I don't know what they're gonna do with the men's one. They haven't announced anything for that yet, but we'll see. Um, and then what else has been going on in NXT? I want to make sure we Dog State's still stuck as tag champs. Do you agree with that or absolutely disagree? Maybe you think they lost some tag champs.
They're mid.
But so Quan Sugar's got real potential. He cuts really good promos. He just if he was on his own, he'd be awesome. Like I feel like
I really actually like Cutler James.
yeah, he's good too. I just like Quan Sugar's.
He wants to like get in people's asses for some reason though. That's
Shaquana Cutler James.
Cutler James really loves fucking people up the ass.
I don't know what that's all that's about. So
he's got a butt fetish. What a freak.
they've been kind of doing a storyline recently where like Shannon Stacks, Lorenzo, and like Ariana Grace are gonna get into a like relationship, but I don't. Not much has happened with it. It's just been they've been seen backstage, and like I think she helped him win a match at one point, but I don't think Sean knows what he's doing with that. I think it's just a thing. What do you think of that? That's just kind of weird.
It's a thing. Yeah, it doesn't need to happen. It really just does not need to happen.
I just want Shannon Stacks Lorenzo like off television. Just put him somewhere. Put him in Evolve. That way you don't have to see him type of thing. So, and then Tony D like we haven't talked about this. They like teased something where like he got attacked by someone like right after the triple threat thing that they did, and like um he like saw something. I don't know what that was, but like nothing's happened at all with that. Like we haven't even seen Tony D at all since like that triple threat. Like I don't know what happened with him, but like I guess I feels like he's just done. I don't know what's going on with him. What do you think of Tony? What do you think what's going on with Tony? Because he had that segment at like the restaurant where like he saw something and then like nothing came of it. Is he just done? I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's I have no idea, but apparently he's going to get called up by the end of the year. So
I don't think his gimmick's going to translate at all to the main roster. I just don't see it
they're
happening.
going to keep it. They're keeping it, so we'll see. I don't know. He's fucking bland as fuck.
Maybe a new change of direction will be good for him. I guess so.
Maybe it will be. Yeah.
But they've also continued the Ethan Page Tavion Heights feud. They're having a flag match, which is not good. I don't like flag matches, but whatever. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Then we had a terrible like blindfold match recently in NXT with Miles Bourne and Lexis Kin. That was pretty terrible. It was I don't. It seems like Sean just wants to bring back all the bad gimmick matches, the flag matches, the blindfold matches. I think pretty soon we're seeing a Pujami prison match in NXT.
Yeah, I mean, if it could fit.
Well, yeah, they can just leave. They don't have to go. They can save that stuff, Chris, for when they leave the PC. That could be like when they're outside the PC type of thing.
I'd rather fucking not see that match ever again.
What else a bad? Oh, that Sean could win this one. The Kennel from Hell. He could win that gimmick back.
Oh yeah, that match was even better.
What else?
Have dogs outside the ring shitting all over the floor.
What else was a bad gimmick match they used to do back in the day? I'm trying to think. Blindfold steel cage match. I know that's not WWE's. Or that
Horrible.
item on a pole match. That he can do that. Oh, well, not the item of the pole, but what was the name of the one? Like when Booker T won the belt, but like the belt like fell out of the crate. What was the name of that one? That match.
Fuck that matches, but that was bad.
The hardcore match where like it's for the hardcore championship, but in WCW you had to do your entrances and then you had to go fight backstage and then fight to the win to like win the championship. It's so
hell yeah, that might be the best one ever.
Yeah, my flag match. Sean's putting back a flag match. It's great, you know. But yeah, that's NXT. It's really weird, right? I think Sean's just being weird right now, type of thing. I don't know what he's doing.
Sean is weird.
He is weird, but I guess he's always been weird. But like, why is he doing weird stuff in NXT? Like,
Maybe he likes doing weird stuff.
apparently. Anything NXT related before we move on? You want to
Nope.
talk about?
We've covered it.
And then Evolve. I'll make sure I cover that.
Oh yeah, you got to make sure you cover that.
Evolve has been pretty decent. We've had a couple title defense on Evolve. We had the women's, not Kalani Jordan. Callie Armstrong has been very good as a Evolve Women's Champion. She's defended the belt a few times. She defended it against Jin Tala in a pretty decent match, and then a 4-way with Nikita Lyons, Carmen Petrovich, and Chantel Monroe. Oh, you're gonna love this, Chris. Carmen Petrovich qualified to get there, and Chantel Monroe, who you don't even know, qualified to get there. But Nikita Lyons just walked in and demanded a title match, and she was in the 4-way randomly. It was so.
Fuck yeah. Oh,
I know you love that because Nikita Lyons is
yeah.
one of your favorites.
One of the greatest of all time.
And then
Easily the best wrestler in the history of the sport.
But Callie Armstrong's been good as women's champion. She's showed up actually pretty recent. Actually, you got to see her. Did you? Because she faced Jordan Grace pretty recently on NXT. Do you think she did good, or do you think she did bad?
I thought she did pretty good.
So she's been good in NXT, I think, and Evolve and stuff like that. I think she's got some real potential. Not so much for Swipe Right and that faction. The faction that was with Ethan Page until they weren't anymore. That faction's very not good in Evolve. The teaser dissension between Bryce Donovan, who you haven't even seen yet, Chris, and the rest of that faction. And he keeps getting Jackson Drake into situations that he can't get out of. It's the pretty so it looks like he's being kicked out of that group pretty soon. He's defending his belt in a triple threat match with Brooks Jensen and what's his name? It's Keanu Kava, which is really weird because they're all heels. No one's face in that match. I think it's supposed to be Keanu Kava, but he's clearly a heel because his whole gimmick is he wants to destroy everyone in the ID program, and most of the people in the ID program except for Swipe Right are faces, so it's this is weird. It's an all heel triple threat match where none of them will. I think Keanu Kava is the most over one, but Brooks Jensen isn't over, and Jackson Drake is not over at all. So they've been doing a Wendy Chu Kendall Gray feud. I think that's over now because I think Kendall Gray's staying on NXT for the most part. She's done with Evolve. Brooks Jensen and Jordan Oasis feud's over. At least I think it's over because Jordan Oasis just got released. So unless they've taped Evolve so back, he's still gonna be there. And then Ice Williams and Ice Williams and the other guy are feuding, and Ice Williams has lost that feud because he's released too. So it's I've always been pretty good. I've enjoyed it, but obviously the taping schedule is really weird because obviously when someone gets released, you're still gonna see him for a few weeks, and then this has been pretty cool. They did they're doing a tag team right now with Jack Cartwheel and Capogino Jones. Which is cool. I like both of them. They lost to some random team for no reason though. On Evolve, it was some random jock team that obviously is less talented than they are. That's a very Shawn Michaels booking to have less talent beat big talent. Just like with Kendall Gray and Wendy, just like with Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair losing to Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley. That's a very Shawn Michaels thing to do where he has the talent lose, but whatever. That's Evolve. It's been fine. It's not been good. It's not been bad. You'll be proud of me for this, Chris. I didn't watch Evolve for 3 weeks in a row.
Oh hell yeah!
I binged it and caught up on it pretty quickly. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the real. And there was 1 week I had to watch Evolve first before SmackDown. But I was like, you know what? I'm watching SmackDown first this time. I was like, yeah, I'm jumping the gun. I think you're happy about that. But yeah, let's talk about some other things. I want to go back to the main roster real quick because it's actually kind of important. They're shaking up the commentary teams. I want to make sure I mention that because that's pretty important. So now on Raw and SmackDown, at least for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be Michael Cole and Corey Graves because Joe Test, you called this, Chris, that this was going to happen when football came back. Joe Test was going to be off for a while covering football and everything like that. How long do you think he'll be gone for? Because he's been
Same amount of time that Pat was gone for.
So originally you thought they were gonna move him to Raw, which I don't know why they don't just do that, but I guess because he was able to do it last year and still be on Raw at the same time. But
Might have been too much for him.
also too maybe I think Netflix wants Cole on Raw too because like they really like Michael Cole because that's why he was moved to Raw. Because don't forget
Corey Graves and Michael Cole can be doing commentary on both shows now. So
yeah, so it's gonna be kind of weird. This obviously led to some speculation because obviously then PWI reported that Wade Barrett is going to be off commentary permanently, but then Wade Barrett nixed this news and said that that's not the case. He's just taking a couple weeks off and he'll be back. So I imagine when he comes back, he'll probably go on SmackDown with Cole and Graves will stay on Raw. I'm gonna guess, because Wade's been on SmackDown, so. But I'm okay with the commentary change up. It does kind of suck. We're gonna hear the same two people on both shows. I always like that we hear.
At least they're good though.
Yeah, at least they're good. But it'll be interesting. I imagine Corey Graves is gonna be off NXT now because there's no way he could do all 3 shows at once. They didn't really say that.
Yeah. Especially with the WrestlePalooza coming up too.
Yeah. Well, they said Pat's coming back for that though, right? Like he'll be there for that show.
He'll be there, but I don't know if he'll be on commentary though.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. I think Cole and Graves. We haven't really. I mean, other than this, Cole and Graves haven't worked together much this year. So I'm glad though, and I'm glad Graves is back because I remember he had that issue where he walked off for like a week and then he was fine the next week. So I'm glad that I'm glad that it seems like everything has been patched up with Corey Graves and he's back full time on commentary and seems to like doing it. I imagine he's gonna be gone. Well, that's not for a while though, right? Because isn't his wife pregnant at the moment? So he'll be gone again pretty soon, right? Corey Graves.
Yeah, I don't know how far along Carmella is along, but it could be a couple months from now. So
I don't know. I imagine that's when Wade will, because Wade Barrett had to nix the PWI news because he requested this time off, so that's why he's not there right now. So
yeah, he requested it. It's not like he's getting taken off of TV because of the comments that he said about Nikki Bella, and I'm like, that's not even fucking remotely true.
What do you even say about Nikki Bella? Because I was out of the loop on that.
It was during the after the press, not the press conference, the after Clash of the Castle.
Yeah,
he said something like, as a heel would say about a babyface, saying that she's like. I forget what the fuck he said exactly.
Yeah, how do we miss that? Because we were watching the press conference. Maybe we did. We might have fast forwarded maybe during that time, maybe or something. So
I forget what he said exactly, but it was like something about Nikki and her fucking fan base didn't like it. I guess
it's weird. I think he'll be. I think he'll be back, like you said. I think maybe after WrestlePalooza he'll be back.
He called her desperate. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. I mean,
he said that she was desperate to get the title, and that for some reason made the Bella fan base very, very upset for some reason.
Okay, I do remember him saying that. I thought it was going to be something so much worse than what you said. I'm like, okay, I remember him saying that, but yeah, I don't think he said that to like be demeaning or anything like that. I think he was just.
That's pathetic. That's what I call the Bella Army, pathetic.
So yeah,
it's a bunch of small children, is what it is.
Yeah, no. I think he'll be. I think he'll be back after, maybe not right after WrestlePalooza, but I think at least after WrestlePalooza he'll be back. Do you think that's when he'll be back? Do you think he's just not coming back?
Yeah, I think he's in he's in England. He's in the UK right now.
Mm-hmm.
He went to go see it. He went to go see some soccer games or football games over there in the UK. So
And, I think Joe Test will be back, like, probably after the Rumble. He'll be back, probably.
Well, the uh, I think he's on ESPN, if I'm not mistaken. So that those slate of games will end in January.
Oh, so he'll be back soon.
Yeah, it's not like the NFL where it goes into February. College football ends in December, and then they have a bunch of bowl games that lead up to the national championship in January.
So maybe he'll be back, like, early January.
ABC. Yeah, that's what it is.
So maybe he'll be back early January, maybe right before the Rumble type of thing.
It would be before the Rumble, because he doesn't do the national championship. He'll probably do like maybe 1 or 2 bowl games. So
What if he just never comes back? He's just like, fuck this company, I'm a fucking out of here. Like, he doesn't just say fuck this. He says fuck everything. I am fucking done with everything. He just takes.
I hate you all.
He just takes the nicest man in the world. Just takes his laptop, chucks it against the wall, and he's just like, I am done with everything. I don't know why you.
I am done, including technology. I'm off the grid.
He just leaves. He's just done with.
You'll never see me again.
He just goes.
Ever.
He just lives in a cave for the rest of his life.
Yep. Forever.
It's just. Do you think that would get reported on the news site, or do you think he would keep that?
Nope.
He would make sure that's a secret.
Just a secret.
And we'd just wait for him to come back, and he just never. Or should he come back and he's living in the cave for 3 years, and then he decides to come back, and it's like right after he's lived in the cave, he comes back. He's just on commentary. He just looks disheveled from being in the cave, being in that cave.
Yeah, straight to the dishevelment.
But anyhow, I'm gonna let you take this one because I've been talking for a while. I know you've been dying. There's someone else because we just had AJ Lee come back and it's been reported. But there's someone else that it's been pretty heavily reported this last month or so that might be coming back to WWE.
Okay, so the speculation has died down a lot recently, but there is mutual interest in Chris Jericho coming back to WWE. I feel like it's time for him to come back. He said recently in an interview last week that right now, currently, he's in AEW, but he doesn't rule out a potential return to WWE in the future. I think what he's trying to do is sort of eliminate speculation. And then once that contract ends in December, he flies up to Stanford, signs that contract, Rumble, boom, surprise. I think that's what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to, like, by him saying, I'm currently in AEW, this is where I'm going to be, I think that's him trying to sort of end the speculation, because, again, Chris is big into surprises and surprises not being ruined. So I think that he's, in a lot of ways, just trying to kill the speculation so that when he comes back in February, it's a surprise and not like oh shit, I knew he was coming back type of thing.
Yeah, I want to see this happen. I would like to see him come back. Honestly, if he really wants to kill the speculation, I feel like this won't happen. He could return to AEW just to make it, because I can see Jericho doing this kind of to make it like think he's not coming back and like have a proper goodbye in AEW, and then like they do something where like he gets written off in AEW like again, like has a retirement match or like has a match with somebody like Big Bill or something, and then like he gets written off and then he shows up at the Rumble.
I wouldn't do a retirement match. I would just do like a match with Big Bill, and then afterwards they just beat the shit out of him.
Because Cody came back. I mean, don't forget Cody was working. He wasn't even under contract towards the end of his AEW run.
He was out of contract in December. So
I could see Jericho doing something like that to like relieve speculation. But I would like to see Jericho come back to WWE. I think his legacy really since we were trying to divide when his legacy went down the tube in AEW, because it was very well, I would say, up until maybe 2023. I think 2023 it was still like there, but it really died in 2024 when he was doing like the learning tree gimmick.
When I would say when he turned heel again, I think that was the downfall for him, because I thought his babyface run with the Inner Circle was really, really good.
Well, he turned heel twice. So you mean like the second time he turned heel, like in 2022 with the
Yeah, when he formed the learning tree.
yeah.
When he first had turned face with the Inner Circle, I thought that was like his peak face run in AEW.
Well, don't forget, he turned heel because he turned heel and did the Jericho Appreciation Society, and then he did face, and then he turned heel again with the because he's turned twice, I think.
Yeah, the first one was the better one of the two. I thought it felt like his second one was good, but it wasn't nearly as good as the first one.
But a lot of his legacy has gone downhill. I would say in like 2024. Everyone kind of started to refer to him as the Jericho verse, where like anytime you got into a feud with him, you would be stuck in the Jericho like universe type of thing. And yeah, I think it's just time for him to come back. He's kind of done everything he's going to do in AEW. They've literally had to like give him all. Just try to struggle to find stuff for him to do. He's literally faced everyone that he could face in AEW for the most part. I feel like AEW's also moved on from like him. They're not really into like, some of the sports entertainment like stuff that he likes to bring into the product and everything like that. I think AEW kind of wants to just do the matches and everything like that, which Jericho really can't do much anymore at his age. He's mainly going to be there for the promo segments and everything like that. And honestly, I think it would be a great end to his career if he went back to WWE. Like you said, a Rumble would turn, but he's probably also faced everyone that he could face in WWE. But there's still a lot of people that he also hasn't faced. It would just be a really nice end of his career. I don't think he would have a long run. I think I told you this before. I think he would have the CM Punk deal where he's there, and he's a little bit more part time. I think maybe first year, he would be like full time. We would see him all the time, but then I think as the years went on, he would probably work a little bit of a lighter probably the schedule that he was working before when he would tour with Fozzy. We would see him for a few months, and then he would be gone. But there's a lot of dream matches he could have. He could face Cody, because we haven't seen them face off since he could face Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. He could face Drew McIntyre. There's a lot of things Chris Jericho can do, and I just want to see him end his career on a really good note and have like a really good end of his career type of thing.
Have a little late career revival.
And Jericho isn't one that really likes to stay stale, so I think a move to WWE would really freshen him up and everything like that. And don't forget too, a lot of people. This is gonna break some AEW fans' heart, but a lot of people haven't seen Chris Jericho since he left WWE back in 2018. They haven't seen Jericho in at all. So he would be in new eyeballs again, and everything like that. And it'd be cool because we didn't even notice this. The Rumble's in Saudi. The last match he had was in Saudi, so it would be kind of cool if he returned in the same place where he had his last match and everything like that. So.
He could do that, or if he didn't want to go to Saudi, he could just be the fucking Raw after the Rumble.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, before you, right now, what would you say is it like? Yes or no? Does Jericho come back next year?
Yes.
What percentage chance do you give it?
Before he went away, I would say it was probably, like maybe 70-30 staying in AEW. But then after the contract and everything, and he hasn't signed a contract yet, I think it's flipped. I think it's more 60-40 going to WWE.
Yeah. Um,
Because there's always a chance that he'll stay, but that's why I'm not quite 50-50. I think it's more 60-40.
I feel like the fact it's flipped too, because now on interviews he said he's open to going back. Well, before he would say no, I'm like where I am. But now that he's saying I'm more open to going back to WWE, I think it's gotten a lot of people just talking in general. The fact that he's even said it.
It was something he never even entertained before. Now he's entertaining it. I think that speaks volumes about his desire to potentially return, because before, whenever WWE brought up like a return to WWE in the future, he would always shut it down and say, "No, that's not happening. I'm always going to be in AEW." But like the past like month or two, it's been like ever since like that article came out where he said that where he when he was like liking posts about like a potential WWE return in like August and late July and August. I think that speaks volumes from him, because he's always been I'm an AEW guy type of thing. So I do think that's something he wouldn't do if he wasn't seriously thinking about it.
And I think he had to get himself in like WWE shape, because he wasn't in the WWE shape really much towards the end of his AEW run.
You notice how like he hasn't been posting like at all on social media? I think he's been grinding.
I think so. That's what I think the Jericho if he does make that return, I think the Jericho that we see in WWE, we're gonna be like, wow, is this the same guy from AEW type of thing? Now, what is this? I guess I'll ask you this, and then we'll end it off. What does this say about AEW? The fact that now Jericho's like, behind the scenes, that now Jericho's even entertaining going back, or do you think that's just Jericho wanted to go back and nothing had nothing to do with AEW type of thing?
I think it's Jericho kind of wanting one more run in WWE, and I know he's been like very against going into the WWE Hall of Fame, but he absolutely deserves to go in. This run should culminate with a WWE Hall of Fame run, and it should culminate with him going to the Hall of Fame whenever he's ready to go in. And I know he's been against it, and he's like even in interviews has said like I don't want to go in. It's not a physical Hall of Fame. I don't care much for it. But maybe his tune's changed, because he absolutely should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. The guy's an absolute legend. But yeah, it's gonna be real interesting, and I do think he does come back, and I'm kind of hoping for it, and I'm really wishing it happens. But yeah, it's something that I'm very much looking forward to.
Yeah, I feel like WWE will need it next year, because they don't have like a big Triple H since he's taken over has had like a big story throughout the year. Last year, I won't count 2022 because that was kind of like him getting his feet wet, but the 2023 was kind of like Cody's story and like the Bloodline falling apart. 2024 was Cody finishing his story and like the Bloodline actually falling apart, and then 2025 was John Cena's retirement. So he won't. This is something that Triple H could sink his teeth into and say this could be like the year that Jericho returned to WWE and really work with it. Plus, too, they're not gonna have Cena to fall back on to come back next year. So Jericho would be nice to get like as like
exactly. You could put Jericho's name, do the same thing with Jericho that you're doing with Cena. Like throw his name on the card and on the card, and people will go.
And he gets to wrestle. Maybe he's seeing too, all these big venues, the WWE's running now overseas that he can't really do in AEW. Maybe that's interested him because, he's never really wrestled on national television, like in Germany, really. He's done shows in Germany, yes, and stuff. And he's done shows in Japan, and he's done shows in other places, but he hasn't done like a big venue like in these. Well, Japan.
He was on I think he was on that 2004 edition of Raw that was in Japan.
Yeah. But he hasn't wrestled these shows in a long time and all that.
Yeah.
But WWE really global nationally and everything like that. So, it'll be interesting. So I hope it happens. He doesn't have any injury time either, which is good. So like if he leaves, I don't think Tony would add injury time to it. Because
he's not hurt, just took off time.
Yeah, because a lot of people, are saying if Edge left AEW, in like October when his contract's up, he could leave. But I feel like Tony will add injury time. Because they want Edge to leave so they can fit in the Cena Edge match at some point. But then I have said that I think Tony would put injury time on that real quick.
Well, he absolutely would put injury time on,
especially if But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's anything else you want to talk about before we get off of here, or do you want to talk? Do you want to just talk? Do you want to just end this conversation and like never talk again?
Just end this conversation and never talk again.
Damn, we have 2 videos to do this week. How are we gonna never talk again? So it's just not doing them. So, but yeah, why don't you let's do some nice plugs and promotion. Why don't you plug and promote something?
Yeah, I got nothing to plug.
Well, that's too bad.
I know.
We gotta get you something to plug. So, but yeah, I'll do my plugs and promotions. This channel, we're hoping we can finally get some stuff done. We're gonna do some retro, dedicated since John Cena's last few shows are coming up. We're gonna do 15 retros each. I think we can still squeeze that in because we have a few months left. We're probably gonna push it past December 13th because if we do it, if that's a cutoff date, we won't get it done. But we'll push it past December 13th. But we're gonna do some John Cena themed retro wrestling review series. First one will be Wednesday, covering the Prototypes one because we don't know what happened to that guy. It seems like that guy vanished after John Cena showed up, so that's weird. But then we're going to do, since it's very fitting now, John Cena's first SmackDown, where he got called up to the main roster and answered Kurt Angle's open challenge. And then we have some other retros planned. And then obviously next week, we plan on doing a normal Aftershock for a change, where we review all the shows that have happened, probably except main event because I won't be out by then. So, but we're going to do all the shows that have happened, review every single one of them, give good dedicated intake on it. Maybe not Chris, it'll be bad dedicated intake. I don't know, what would bad dedicated intake be? That'd be weird.
Yeah, it would be something.
But we'll do that. And then as for On the Talkinator, we finally did Inception. We reviewed the Inception movie. I have to still make it public to the channel because you know me, Chris. Sometimes I forget to make videos public that should be public. And that's not public right now, so no one can even watch that video. But after the second I get off with you, I'm going to make it public. Maybe not the exact second, but it'll be pretty shortly after. And then we're going to do the comparison video on Yellow Jackets and LVB. And then, Chris, you're going to love this. We're going to finally start Yellow Jackets Season 3. You'll be like, oh, fucking finally. Guess it's going to start Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, you better fucking start doing that.
I bet you're like...
the fucking Season 4 will start by the time that you review Season 3.
Well, it could. You never know. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We will talk to you guys later.